the God of the Old Testament must be the same God of the New Testament.
Yes.
How do you balance the stark difference between Jesus' morality and the God of the Old Testament's morality? For example, the way he says to, turn the cheek, and the God of the Old Testament would say something like, give them death.
Yeah, I don't think that there is any difference between the God of the Old Testament and the God of Jesus of Nazareth. I know that this is often said by people, but I think this is just entirely spurious, that there is some sort of gross difference. And I think the most decisive proof of this, I think it's a knockdown proof, is the following. Who was the God worshipped and served by Jesus of Nazareth? It was the God of the Old Testament, right? This is the God that he called his heavenly Father. Jesus was a Jew, and he worshipped and served the God of the Old Testament. So the man who delivered on the Sermon on the Mount saw no difference whatsoever between the God that he revealed and the God of the Old Testament that he worshipped and served as his loving heavenly Father. So I just don't see any difference at all. The God of the Old Testament is compassionate, long-suffering. He cares for the poor and the orphan and the widow. And yet he is holy and just and will not blink at sin. He requires that sin be punished. And this is the same God revealed by Jesus of Nazareth, a God who is a loving heavenly Father, but at the same time, Jesus said is not to be trifled with, who will send people to hell for rejecting him. And therefore Jesus says, if your right eye causes you to sin, pluck it out and throw it away, for it's better to enter into life with one eye blind than with two good eyes to be thrown into hell. Jesus warned all the time about the wrath and the justice of a holy God. So I just think that they're the same person, that the God that Jesus worshipped and proclaimed is the God of the Old Testament.